The ECZ actually relegated their powers to the police. It's the police who were running the election in Chilubi. That is the beginning point. And then once the police took away the power of the ECZ, who could not listen, who could not see the violence that was characterized by that election, both on the mainland and on the island, the malpractices that, just to mention but a few, that characterized this election, to begin with, you know very well that the ECZ, and we've rung this bell, told us in our faces that they had written a letter to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit to complain about their act of distributing millimil in Chilubi in the midst of an election, and that it was going to disadvantage the opposition party. That alone is a petitionable act that the PF used the DMMU to go and lure votes for people in Chilubi. Secondly, it is also not a secret that the whole post boat, which is a government public utility vessel, was hijacked by the PF to the detriment and chagrin of all other players in the election. So you can imagine that even accessibility into the island was almost zero, all right? Second. Third, we also know that the campaign manager, Dr. Chilubi, was all over splashing cash, going to a church service, donate 10,000 kwacha, and then people start fighting. Oh, that was a malpractice. And then the grand problem that I think is the country's problem today is that we heard senior members of PF, Dr. Nkombo. It is not a secret that you saw the desperation of PF because they decided to become ethnical in this election. They went and spoke to gullible people in the name of kinsmen. Mr. Chandanyela, same category, same WhatsApp group, Kanduluo, Chandanyela, whether it's Chandanyela, Bizwa Mutale, same WhatsApp group. They go and champion an agenda of divisiveness based on ethnic extraction. They went and demonized Tongas. That is a fact. And now for people who are gullible, people who may not have been exposed to how we live under the motto that Dr. Kaunda left us of one Zambia, one nation, they fell for the trap. They went further in the case of Mr. Nyela to indicate that we Tongas could actually kill Bembas if they came in our region. Something that makes very sad reading. And in the midst of all this, President Lungu is loudly quiet about such comments. Yeah. I think it should also be known that after the police took away the power from the ECZ, they decided that they were going to violently, and I mean violently, eject other political players. You saw how Dr. Kambuli was bundled out of Chilubi in the name that the President Lungu was in the jurisdiction and therefore no one should be allowed to campaign. You know how President Hakainde Hichilema only spent 3 or 4 hours in Chilubi. Upon his arrival, they told him after church, you can address one group and then you must leave. Awe hamba, you must leave. So they were excluded. So for 6 solid days, President Lungu, the police, the ECZ had a field day patronizing the people of Chilubi. Now, if that is not petitionable, if that is not a malpractice, then we have to buy new spectacles to read the Electoral Processes Act to see what it actually says about these few things that I have tabulated.